Peace, love, and blessings to you all. This is Soul Vibes featuring your boy Gemini Moon, the astrologer here. And I'm here to initiate a cosmic message from Spirit regarding the moon in Gemini from November the 13th up to the 15th. The moon in Gemini is asking us to close some chapters. The moon in Gemini is asking us to tie up some loose ends. Gemini is mutable air. Gemini is an energy of detachment. It's an energy of logic, figuring things out, communication, our thought processes. And with the moon going through Gemini, I want to prompt people, and I feel that that's a really good word too. That the moon in Gemini, is prompting us. It's almost like, imagine being given a paper and being asked to write about a topic, like something that you've never really researched before, but maybe you have some knowledge or some awareness of, but now it's time to really do like the moon in Gemini is asking us to turn the page, It's really asking us to turn the page. Shout out to all my astrologers, shout out to all my tarot readers, shout out to all my psychics, clairvoyants, people who work within the paranormal realm, very, very heavy, and healers, because this is a day to really unmask. This is a day to really unmask. And I didn't mention everybody that I could have, but basically for all of my freedom fighters out here, for all of my lovers, for all of those who are a part of the conscious community, basically, this is a point of achievement. This is a point of acceleration. The moon in Gemini is asking us to not so much speed it up, but it's like a quick start. There's this quick start. There's this jump start to something. Now, all of this is taking place mentally, and where this will show up, for the most part, is in finances. It will show up in your presence and accountability. This is a day to really get clear on who you are and what you're about. And I say that because Mercury, which is the ruling planet of Gemini, Mercury, who rules communication, writing, travel, technology, is retrograde in Scorpio. So there's going to be some things, some themes regarding sexuality, regarding money, regarding investments. It's like the moon in Gemini today, how I'm receiving this, is going to challenge our integrity, challenge really what we're about by presenting us with a lot of thoughts and a lot of options and a lot of things to respond to and kind of trigger us in ways. A lot of trigger energy right now, especially the fact that we're still in a full moon phase. Like the moon is waning from the Taurus full moon. It's in its waning phase where it's starting to descend and kind of appear less in the sky. And how I feel, about a waning phase is that, there's something now dying, there's something now being shedded, and there's a part of you or an aspect of you that is now being raised up. And especially with the moon being in Gemini now, it came out of Taurus. It's now sitting in the first decan of Gemini, being ruled by Mercury. So this is a very, very mercurial, very, very mercurial time. Like a time where people may feel like restless. I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But I'm here to let you know that it's okay. And I'm here to let you know to relax into your space, relax into the new incoming information. There's a lot of new information that could really, really kind of, we may feel like we have to do something now, or we have to respond to something. And, lo and behold, that impulsive nature, that activity may be the very thing that blocks you from success, from really getting your point across, from really, really leaving the mark that you want to, from really, really getting what you want. Because ultimately in this life, and this is something that I'll talk about in my full moon and Taurus recap, is that, you know, there's where there's a will, there's a way, what I'm saying? And right now you have to really start to kind of tamper with your will. Our will is being shaken. Our core right now is being shaken. We have, also the sun, which is still pretty much, well, it's not opposing the moon, but, the sun is in Scorpio, and, the moon just opposed the sun in Taurus, and, that was all about our core foundations, our core obligations, our core willingness, what our heart truly, truly wants. This full moon was really, really an illumination of our heart's true desire. It was an illumination of our heart's core and what our intent is. It really helped to illuminate and shave off the limits, shave off the extra weight, shave off any extra weighted consciousness that did have nothing to do with what it is that we're working to manifest as souls and spiritual beings in bodies. There's a new, more productive awareness that is coming to us with the moon in Gemini. Gemini is all about awareness. There's a more productive awareness. We're being challenged and prompted to write and to become the artist of our life and to self-define and to edit, and verbalize our achievements, verbalize what matters most to us from the heart. Gemini can denote the gossip in our lives, gossip and what we're trying to find out and what fits and how does that happen and who, what, when, where, and how. So there's a lot of activity. There's a lot of, travel within our 10-mile radius, a lot of, just short distance travel, technology, trying to find answers, and ultimately the answer lies within us. We're being guided right now. We're in a state of being guided, a state of guidance and mercy and truth and choice. We're basically in a time to make way more powerful choices with this moon in Gemini. Gemini is giving us an advantage right now within our auric field, within our soul, to find the missing key, find what's truly, truly missing by helping us to free our minds, helping us to free ourselves from certain constructs and giving us a format where we can truly raise our vibration to the truth of who we are. Gemini is really helping to heal our relationship and our relationship patterns, our relationship with ourselves, with the cosmos. Gemini, ultimately, once it comes down to it, Gemini can heal. Gemini is a healer. Gemini does seek to heal. So this is my explanation for the moon in Gemini from the 13th to the 15th, and honestly, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be a time of powerful decisions. I'm feeling the move of powerful decisions, very, very decisive action, knowing what you're about, being clear on what your mission statements are, to be able to navigate through the fluff because your mind is set on that. Gemini, there's, when you're dealing in mercurial things, there's a lot of fluff. There's a tendency to have a lot of fluff and color things up and to really dress things up, but now we're finding priority. We're finding better footing in our connections and connecting on better ground, much more solid clarity, and how I, what this is truly about is the dawning of a new age, the coming of a new age, the age of Aquarius. And the moon today, I should have said this. I ramble on. There's so many ideas that I have regarding astrology. There's so many insights I get that I forget to mention, like some key important things. So the moon is going to be making a square to Neptune. Which, what is Neptune? It is our source. It's source consciousness. It really is source consciousness. Neptune represents the subconscious, the collective unconsciousness. And with this, there's a lot of resources, a lot of emotional resources, a lot of vibrations, a lot of things that we can tune our forks to and just gain better clarity, gain better advantage, gain better perception of how to go about living our lives, how we want to present ourselves, what the real mission is. It's getting more clarity. I've got my clear quartz here, which is really helping me to gain clarity and stay in the know, stay connected. It's all about staying connected, not neglecting our connection with source, but knowing that at the end of the day, the power is within us to change our situation and create a better world for everybody. So this is Soul Vibes, featuring your boy Gemini Moon. The moon is in Gemini today, so blast off at the speed of light, you guys. Surrender now. Prepare to fight, fight, fight. All right, y'all. Peace, love, and soul to you. Love you.